Okay, now we're back. Now it's boiling. Our soup stock is boiling. Okay. But before we continue, I'd like to quickly run down what we've done and the ingredients that we've used. I hope you have a pen and a paper so that you can jot it down or write it down so that hopefully the next time you will try it yourselves as well. So gumamit po tayo ng dalawang ulo ng salmon. Biniyak po natin ito sa gitna so that there's gonna be 2 pairs or 4 pieces in total. We prepared 2 small sizes of tomatoes, roughly 3 cloves or 3 pieces of garlic, 1 small onion sliced, and roughly about an inch of ginger sliced as well. What we did is we sauteed first the onion and then added the garlic and then we used the ginger and then the garlic and then the onion and then finally the tomatoes. And then once it was all cooked, we put our salmon heads facing down and slightly frying it, after which we remove the salmon, okay, and put water right in the casserole where we sauteed all our ingredients together. Now it's boiling. Then we added Knorr Sinigang sa Gabi. What's good with this one is that you don't really need so much spices because as it is, it has all the ingredients that is needed to taste your sampalok or your sinigang. Okay, so I added about 1.5 packs of sinigang sa sampalok mix Gabi. Okay, this is depending on your liking. Ako, I really like it really sour. That's why I added about 1.5 packs of sinigang sa Gabi. Now I'll be putting in our sliced sitaw, okay, and Labanos. I'm putting them together because they roughly cook at about the same time, okay. After which, then cover it up again, let it boil and then cook properly. After which we will be adding our kangkong together with our talong and our sinigang na sili. Okay, they're all together because again they also cook almost at the same time. All right. So roughly we've been cooking for about 30 minutes now. What's taking so long is really the waiting of the water or the soup stock to boil. But overall, you can have a skill grade, a cooking grade of probably 3 or 2. As long as you know how to saute, as long as you know how to handle the stove, the hot fire. This recipe is very easy. That's why I do recommend that you try this at your home, and I'm sure your family will love it. Okay, I've added a little bit of twist, okay, in my sinigang na salmon. Later on, you'll see me adding shrimps because this is what my kids love, what my kids enjoy. They love shrimps. Okay, actually, pag sinigang ang ulam, wala kaming pilitan, walang kahit ano. They just love sipping that hot, sour soup, and then eating shrimp or pork or beef. Anything that's added in the sinigang is something that they will eat. Okay. So my rice is almost cooked. Okay. I've turned down the heat. And now I'm just trying. I'll be waiting for it to dry up. Okay. It's not yet boiling, so you have. I hope you'll be a little bit patient with me as we wait for the soup stock to boil and for our vegetables to cook. Okay. To share with you again, this is now what the salmon looks like. So I fried it in the sauteed onion, garlic, ginger, and tomatoes. That's why it's cooked already. Okay, and all the juices stick to the pan, and when I added the water into the casserole, all the juices came alive again. Now all in the soup stock, which will make the soup stock really really delicious. Okay, and again, I'm cooking this primarily because it's a cold weather. It's been raining for a couple of days now, or even a couple of weeks now, and it would be great to really sip that sour, that hot, that slightly spicy soup, sinigang soup, and eat the meat and the fats of our salmon. Okay. So again, I'll be coming back to you. Oh, there you go. It's now boiling. It's gonna take roughly a couple of minutes for our vegetables to cook. You know, the vegetables that are longest to cook normally are the sitaw and the Labanos, which is the reason why I took out all of the meat, because what we don't want to happen is that your salmon is gonna be overcooked, that all the pieces are all over the soup stock. You know, what we want to do is make sure that the salmon is properly cooked, perfectly cooked, the shrimp is perfectly cooked, okay, and that the vegetables are perfectly cooked as well. Okay, now it's boiling, and I also added the sinigang sa Gabi mix early part, when the soup stock started boiling, because as the soup stock boils, the soup stock thickens because of the Gabi ingredients that is naturally found in the sinigang mix of Knorr. Okay, again, this is a very good product. It takes away all the hassle of using sampalok, no, and likewise it gives you that thick soup stock and the taste of Gabi, all found in just one simple pack of Knorr Sinigang Mix sa Gabi. I would definitely recommend everyone to try this one at home, to use this, because it's gonna make your life a lot easier. Okay. On a side note, because sinigang is really a favorite of my family, of my kids, what I do is I would normally keep with me a softened or boiled meat, whether it be beef or pork, no. And that what I do whenever my kids would like to sip that soup, the sinigang soup, is that I will just put back, I'll just prepare the broth, no, by simply adding water, and then adding slices of tomatoes and garlic, and then once it's boiling, I add either a pork cube or a beef cube, depending on what meat I'll be using, and then I'll be adding the sinigang sa sampalok mix, and then after which, once it's all boiled, once all the tomatoes are cooked, then I add my pre-boiled meat in the soup stock, and voila, it's an instant delicious sinigang. Okay, now our soup stock is boiling and it's starting to thicken. Okay, I'm mixing it, and let me show that to you. Okay, there you go. So as you can see, it's now boiling. It's starting to thicken a little bit. The Labanos is starting to become translucent, which signifies that it's almost cooked. Okay, I really hope you can smell what I'm smelling right now. The all the flavors that was trapped in the casserole, the smell is now starting to get released as our soup stock boils. And look, it's starting to thicken as well, just as what I was trying to tell you. Okay, kanina po medyo malabnaw po yan when we first added the Knorr Sinigang Sampalok mix, but now, because it has been boiling for quite a while, it's starting to thicken. Okay, and that's what's gonna make it really good and really authentic Sinigang sa Gabi. Now it's almost cooked. Okay, now what we will be doing is we will be adding our kangkong, okay, along with our talong. Our talong is sliced into tiny pieces or small bite-sized pieces. Okay. This will once the soup stock boils again, it will take you roughly about another 5 minutes for it to boil, and for the vegetables to get properly cooked. So we'll cover it up again, and then we'll wait for it to go into a rolling boil. And then once it starts boiling, we wait for another 5 minutes for the kangkong and the talong to get cooked. Okay. Now, for those who just tuned in, let me run through again our ingredients and likewise what we've done to cook this amazing sinigang na salmon using Knorr Sinigang sa Sampalok mix with Gabi. Okay. Let me just quickly look into our rice. Okay. So again, I hope you have your pen and paper. Okay, what are the ingredients? 1, we need roughly an inch of ginger, peeled and sliced. 2, we use 2 small tomatoes, sliced lengthwise. 1 small onion, sliced lengthwise. And roughly 3 to 4 pieces of garlic, cloves, chopped. And then we took out a casserole, put a little bit of oil, made sure that the oil is hot enough, and we sauteed first our ginger, then we added our garlic, then the onion, then the tomatoes. Once all of those were cooked, we put our sinigang, our salmon head, sliced into 2. Basically now it's 4 pieces or 2 pairs, and slightly fried it in the sauteed spices. Okay. After which we removed the salmon, and again, this is what it looks like now. Okay. Then we added water into the casserole so that all the juices, all the taste that is stuck at the bottom of the casserole will just simply rise up again or come up again as the soup stock boils. After which, when the soup stock was already boiling, we added, or I added, to my liking of course, 1.5 packs of Knorr Sinigang sa Sampalok mix Gabi. Now, depending on how you want your sinigang, I want it really sour, that's why I added 1.5. And then after which, once the soup stock are boiling and starts to thicken, I added my Labanos, the Labanos, and the Sitaw, which is sliced in serving or bite sizes. Okay, we let it boil for about 5 to about 8 minutes, making sure that the Sitaw is cooked and that the Labanos is translucent. That's one of the signs that you'll know that your Labanos is cooked once it's roughly translucent or medyo clear na po siya, medyo parang transparent na siya. Then we added together our kangkong, okay, our talong, and the sili pangsigang. Okay. Now it's boiling. We'll wait for another 3 to 5 minutes to make sure that the last vegetables are cooked. No, that's what it looks like. Okay. As you can see, it's almost done. It's almost cooked. No? Siguro give or take another 2-3 minutes, the talong will already be cooked, which is just the perfect timing for us to add our shrimps. As mentioned, this is with a slight twist because my kids love shrimp. Okay, so all we need to do is just pour that shrimp down. Okay, close it again. No, like so. Wait for it to boil, and then after about 2 minutes, we add back the salmon, and that's cooked. Okay, which is just perfect timing because in the next 5 minutes or so, our rice will likewise be cooked already. Okay, and it's time for lunch. All right. For everyone who's been tuning in Husband Chef, again, thank you very much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the recipes that I shared with you this afternoon or this morning. You don't need to be a professional chef to enjoy cooking or to love cooking. All you need to have is passion and the reason, the love to whom you want to do it to. You know, in my case, I cook for my family. I enjoy cooking, which is why I try to experiment with different recipes. I hope some of the episodes you've seen already. I've also been doing a little bit of baking as well, you know, breads and desserts. And I just want to encourage everyone, just have the passion and the joy to cook. Have a reason to cook for your loved one. Have a reason to cook for yourself. You don't need to have a professional degree in culinary for you to come out with fabulous tasting dishes. You just need to have passion and love for what you're doing. Again, thank you very much. My name is Francis. I'm your husband chef, and I hope you will stay tuned for all the other episodes that we will be doing or we will be cooking just for you. Thank you.